What is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And I told you the dominoes were going to start to fall. I think the last video we talked about China, I said when they didn't respond when Trump raised the tariff rate to 245%, that China was going to crack. And it looks like we're at that point now. I saw some very interesting discussions that were going on as there's some leaks, which I'm not a fan of, but it happens. There's some leaks that are coming in out of the administration now that there could be some bilateral trade talks that are going on right now in a much more favorable outlook when it comes to China and the U.S. than we could have ever imagined. I know right now there's heads on the other side of the aisle that are literally exploding right now because they don't want this to happen. They don't want to see these string of wins start to come in financially when it comes to tariffs, because it can give the president the move, if he really, really wants to end the IRS, end income tax. There are some amazing things on the table here. But let me run this quick clip that I saw this evening, which you guys are probably seeing this the next day, but it makes some very valid points when it comes to China. And I think, it pretty much spells it out. I mean, if you have any common sense when it comes to trade, as much as people say, oh, China doesn't need the U.S., you know damn well that if the U.S. blocked China out here, yeah, would it hurt us, in our economy and our markets for a little bit? Sure it would, right? Consumer stuff, yeah, it would suck, but it would hurt China a lot more. Anyways, roll it.
United States Ambassador to NATO, Matt Whitaker, joins us now with reaction. Ambassador Whitaker, it's a real pleasure to have you here. What do you make of this China-U.S. deal? Is it about trade and tariffs? Is there anything else in there, like TikTok, fentanyl, Uyghurs, Taiwan? Pick a card, any card.
Yeah. Right, and you're absolutely right, and it's good to be with you, my friend. I think what President Trump sees is a advantage that China has taken of the United States in our markets to a tune of about $300 billion of a trade deficit we run with China. And quite frankly, Europe is not too far behind at $250 billion. And President Trump has said, we're not going to allow these countries to take advantage of us while they sell products into our markets and don't take our products, whether it's our farm commodities from places like my home state of Iowa, or whether it's our, manufactured products. And so, he is drawing a line in the sand, and I think he's getting everybody come to the table. Obviously, the Chinese are desperate to make a deal. This would, crush their economy because they only sell stuff and export things. And so I think President Trump has this situation well in hand right now, and he's going to cut some great deals for the American people, which is exactly what he got voted in office for.
So like I said, as you can see there, I think that there's going to be some really substantial talks that will happen this coming week. We're going into Easter weekend right now. We'll have Easter Monday, and I don't know if they're going to do anything on Monday, but it could be because, China doesn't care about religion. They could work on a Monday, and I'm sure the president would happily do that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens as we get into this coming week to see if we can get a deal done. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to see was like a done deal with Japan, and I've seen some other stuff that have come out from there right now with some of their people in government saying some stuff publicly, which is kind of concerning, to be honest. But I was hoping to see a deal done with either with South Korea and or Japan before this weekend. It didn't happen, so we'll have to see what happens as we continue going. But I got to be honest here, at least initial outlook-wise, I like what I see. I mean, China has almost a $300 billion advantage over the U.S. in terms of a trade deficit with us. And the EU is not much farther off, which there'll be another video on that here in later today, dealing with the EU, which is the only other partner outside of China at $300 billion The EU is somewhere around 250 billion. So they're damn close to where China is too. So the EU needs to get to cracking and make a deal. And I think that did happen. And we'll talk about that with Maloney being here from Italy and whatnot. But I leave the question to you. Do you think we get a deal done this coming week between the Chinese and here in the United States? Do we get a China-U.S. trade deal done next week? I think we'll have something substantiated, or that looks good for the markets. Like there'll be lots of leaks, I think, coming out this coming week for the markets. Is that great for everybody else? No, like it doesn't really matter. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. We're getting back to it. I told you we'd get back to it. We're going to grind this thing out. We're going to get this news out. We're going to get this stuff going. But it's not just about me talking to you about the news. It's also about us having a discussion and an exchange of ideas right here in the comment section. So let me know what you guys think down there as well. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.